welcome along to weekly vlog number 23 on my YouTube channel, SteveOfficial. My name is Steve, in case you don't realise who I am. Of course you will, because, well, my channel's called SteveOfficial. Anyway, it is Saturday afternoon. I've just got home from work and got out my work uniform. I did from 7 AM till 1 PM today. Very interesting day at work, to be honest. Don't know if I should go into it or not. Maybe I might do in a couple of scenes time. But I'm currently out on the backfield at the moment, taking JJ for a walk across the backfield. He's just had a really lovely stroke from these three kids and this man as well. So I think he really enjoyed that. He was just sat there and he just let all three of these kids just stroke him. So anyway, so I'm just currently on my walk now with JJ on the backfield. So I've just had some lunch. For lunch today I had some ham and cheese slices. So last night I went to the cinema after my weekly vlog was put up on YouTube, and I went to go and see the movie Ma, which is now available in cinemas. First things first, the film is produced by a company called Blumhouse Productions, which, by the way, is one of my recent favourite production companies that do movies. Like, they've done films like Happy Death Day, they've done Halloween, they've done so many great films, this production company called Blumhouse Productions, which is why I absolutely love their movies. Anyway, so Ma was a bit, well, towards the end it was a bit disturbing. I'm not going to spoil the ending because obviously it is out in cinemas right now at the time of recording this, but the ending was a little bit disturbing, or as we got to the ending, it was a bit disturbing. The whole movie itself was a little bit weird, but in a good way. I mean, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy the film. It was a really good film, and yeah, I think it's definitely a film that I would probably go and see again, or, well, watch again, shall I say. But yeah, so anyway, Ma is available out in cinemas right now. Currently watching The Simpsons on my Xbox One console. And I'm home. Hello, welcome to Sunday's part of the weekly vlog. It's Sunday afternoon. Just got back from, well, work and Basingstoke, because I went to Basingstoke. It's my family, my brother and my nephews and stuff. They were having a barbecue, so I quickly went to Basingstoke to go and join the barbecue fun. So yes, anyway, it was quite nice, really enjoyable. So yeah, anyway, so I've just got home and I'm just about to get out my work uniform, because I've been in my work uniform all day. So it is Sunday evening. I've just came off Instagram Live. So it's Sunday night. It's currently 12 minutes past 11 at the time of recording this part of the vlog. And basically there's been a major Google Cloud outage, which has taken down Snapchat, YouTube, Uber, Vimeo, Shopify, Google Drive, Gmail, Discord and Crunchyroll, which all operate on Google's cloud compute services rather than their own. I think now's a good time for all these internet companies to go and get their own cloud bases, I guess you could say, or cloud services. So anyway, it's been 2 hours. It has been 2 hours since the Google Cloud Compute service has been down, or 2 hours and 30 minutes to be precise. But Google have had an update on the issue, and it does read, "We are experiencing high levels of network congestion in the eastern USA, affecting multiple servers in Google Cloud, G Suite and YouTube. Users may see slow performance or intermittent errors. We believe we have identified the root cause of the congestion and expect a return to normal service shortly." And Google are yet to comment on the full details of the issue, and has only stated the above with a reference to high levels of network congestion. Due to this, it's highly unlikely that the issue is down to a hack or any malicious intent but more likely some sort of significant network configuration issue within Google's data centers, as even with extreme levels of redundancy and backup lines, network issues can often have a domino effect and spread quickly. So hopefully Google will have their networking issue for their cloud compute services resolved soon, and we can all go back to enjoying the internet as usual. It's okay, world. I'm sure you can cope for maybe a few more hours.
Good morning. As a new week dawns, we have another fresh look on ITV with resident artist Greta Davis taking on the challenge. To find out more, search ITV Creates for all the details. Now, though, it's time to kickstart your Monday with Good Morning Britain.
With the groundbreaking series returning tomorrow night, some famous friends reminisce tonight in 7up and Me at 9. Now though, it's your Mondays this morning. We've followed them since they were young, and tomorrow night they turn 63. Looking back at the series so far tonight, we've 7up and Me at 9. Chat time now with the Loose Women. Another team take on the mighty Tower this afternoon as Warwick returns with Tenable at 3. Now though, with all the very latest from around the world, it's the ITV Lunchtime News. Warwick and his fabulous puns are back this afternoon. It's Tenable at 3. Now though, it's Judge Rinder.
Good morning, welcome to the worst day ever. I'm going to start. So it's Monday morning and Snapchat is still not working. Well, in a way it is. It is kind of working. There are some features that are able to view, like people's stories from last night. They've started posting up on their stories. You're able to send Snapchats and you're able to receive Snapchats as well. In some ways, I've been able to receive some Snapchats this morning, but now it appears that Snapchat seems to be delaying people's Snapchats that they're sending me. And also as well, I posted on my story this morning and my story has not gone up. Well, it is going up, but it's not going up at the same time. So basically it's saying it was sent and my story has been added, but then I come away from the app and 5 minutes later come back to the app and it's saying one snap failed, retry. So it's really annoying, really frustrating. Oh, and also as well, my streak with one of my friends on Snapchat as well is also coming to an end. Thank you to Snapchat as well. So I've had a 59-day streak with someone and that streak is going to come to an end, all because of Snapchat breaking down. I hope you're happy, Snapchat. Today is also the worst day of probably the year, because guess what, people? On ITV2 tonight, Love Island's back. Yay! 6 weeks of talk of Love Island and people being recoupled and people having summer love in a villa. Yay! By the way, that was sarcastic. And one final thing about this being the worst day of the year so far is the fact that President Donald Trump is set to make a visit into the UK. In fact, he has literally, at the time of recording this part of the vlog, he has just landed in the UK. And he's also just done a tweet as well about Sadiq Khan, saying, at Sadiq Khan, who by all accounts has done a terrible job as Mayor of London, has been foolishly nasty to the visiting President of the United States, by far the most important ally of the United Kingdom. He is a stone-cold loser who should focus on crime in London and not me. And he continues with another tweet saying, Khan reminds me very much of our very dumb and incompetent Mayor of NYC, de Blasio, who has also done a terrible job, only half his height. In any event, I look forward to being a great friend to the United Kingdom, and I'm looking very much forward to my visit. Landing now. Oh, okay, the struggle is real. Oh, my back. My back really hurts. This hurts. Oh, this really hurts. Oh, I've got such a bad back. See what the weather's doing outside this morning. It's looking a little bit cloudy. So last night it was the Britain's Got Talent 2019 final, and Colin Thackeray won the final of the Britain's Got Talent competition, and he's obviously gone home with £250,000 and also a place on the Royal Variety Performance later this year as well. So he will be performing in front of the Queen and the rest of the royal family later this year. So congratulations to Colin Thackeray for winning Britain's Got Talent 2019. Really well deserved. So yes, anyway, also as well, another thing that really got me yesterday was a performance by this magician called X. Now X is a act who mysteriously came onto the Britain's Got Talent stage during auditions, and literally we didn't know who X was. You know, all we knew was it was just a magician. You know, they covered their face with a mask and they had their hood up as well, so obviously we never knew who the true identity of X was. But last night we finally found out during their performance on the Britain's Got Talent stage who X was, and believe it or not, it was last year's Ant and Dec's Golden Buzzer, Mark Spellman, who was X. And Mark Spellman is a magician from last year's show. It was really shocking, to be honest. I think everyone was shocked. For people who remember who Mark Spellman was from last year, honestly, it was just really shocking, just absolutely shocking. So anyway, so that happened. So anyway, Britain's Got Talent will be back on screens again in 2020. So earlier in the vlog you may have seen, obviously, like every week, ITV take over my weekly vlog just for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. And obviously they show off their idents for this week. Because obviously every week they have different idents, different continuity idents, should we say, where basically artists show off their work every week. For, well, yeah, all week for once a week. They show off their work, don't they? Their artistic skills. Anyway, so this week's resident artist, as you may know, is Greta Davies. And can I just say, Greta Davies is someone who on Instagram every single week likes my posts that I put up about the ITV Creates. Obviously every week, to show off the artist, every week I show off the different artists' take on the ITV logo on my social media accounts like Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all of that. And basically she's one of the people who likes my posts every single week, because obviously I use the hashtag ITV Creates in the post, so obviously she can see it. So yeah, so I mean, I've also checked her profile out, and she does have some really amazing art on it as well. So maybe give her a follow via Instagram. It is Greta Davies 1 on Instagram. Give her a follow. She's got some really amazing artistic skills, and yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. It's time for me now to get dressed. And the sun is shining and my sunglasses are on. So I've decided to take JJ for a walk across the back field. In fact, shall we show you JJ? I think we should. Let's take a look. Hello, JJ. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. JJ. Wait. Oh, he's found something. What have you found? He's found something round over here. JJ, what have you found? Oh, he's just sniffing. Just made myself a cup of tea. So it's Monday night and the Apple WWDC keynote event has taken place over in the States, and of course Apple have announced all the latest operating system updates that are set to be coming to the iDevices later this year. Let's take a look at what's happening with Apple iPhone iOS 13. Let's start with dark mode. So probably the single most anticipated change and the biggest visual update Apple's made to iOS since it introduced the current software design in iOS 7. iOS 13 is finally offering a true system-wide dark mode. All of Apple's first-party apps are supported, and even notifications and the dock get new dark hues to go with it. A new swiping keyboard. While Apple has offered support for third-party keyboards on iOS for years, it's updated its own default keyboard with a new feature, a swiping function that should be familiar to anyone who's used Swift key, swipe, or Gboard over the years, which Apple's calling the Quick Path keyboard. It's not a huge upgrade, but it's nice to see Apple finally getting with the times. Reminders. So long overdue for an update, Apple is redoing the Reminders app entirely in iOS 13, adding new today, scheduled, flagged, and all filtering options for sorting your tasks, along with a whole new visual look. Apple's also pushing big AI integration here. You can type and reminders will automatically suggest when you'd like to be reminded, and you'll be able to tag contacts and be reminded when you open up their thread in messages. Also gone is the weird paper-like texture that had been a mainstay of the old skeuomorphic iOS design since the original version of iOS. Updates to Apple Mail, Notes and Safari. Apple's also tweaking a few of its core applications on iOS 13. Apple Mail is set to get new desktop formatting. Safari is getting per website preferences, and Notes is getting a new gallery view for looking at all your notes at once. Apple Maps. Apple is completely redoing Apple Maps with iOS 13. The company says that it's rebuilt the app from the ground up with more comprehensive map data and a new mode that's basically just Google Street View. The new map will be available in select cities and states to start, and will roll out across the US by the end of 2019 and internationally in 2020. Privacy. As is expected for Apple, privacy is a big part of the announcement here. Now you can choose to give your location data to an app just once, preventing it from constantly being able to ping your location when you're using it. Apple is also launching a new Sign In with Apple feature, which it will be making available to developers for logging into apps and services. Users will be able to log into Face ID and create a new account for a service without revealing any personal information. Apple accounts will also be able to automatically create new private email addresses on a per app basis that forward to your real email, preventing apps from getting access to your email or spamming you. iMessage profile pictures. iOS is getting WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger style profile pictures and display names that let users share their name and photos with other users for messages. In other words, Apple will make your phone look like its product demos where all the contacts have proper names and pictures. And of course, you'll be able to use your Memoji as a profile picture too. To that end, Apple is also adding tons more options for customizing Memoji, as well as adding the ability to use your Memoji as iMessage stickers. Similar to the way that Bitmoji does, those sticker packs will also be usable as custom emoji in apps like Mail and even third-party apps like WeChat. A new photo and video editing tools. Apple's adding a new editing interface to iOS for photos, and for the first time, videos. You'll be able to edit brilliance, highlights, shadows, contrast, saturation, white balance, sharpness, definition, vignette, and noise reduction on your content. And for videos in particular, you'll finally be able to rotate them directly on the device. The Photos app is also getting a new UI, which will use machine learning to remove duplicates and weird clutter like screenshots for easy browsing. Find My. The old Find My Friends and Find My iPhone apps are being merged together into a single app, simply called Find My. The new app puts all of Apple's tracking in one place, letting you track both missing devices and friends and family members all at the same time. The new app can also locate devices that are offline by sending a secure Bluetooth beacon to other Apple devices, relaying it back to Apple and then ultimately to you. The whole thing is end-to-end encrypted and shouldn't affect data use, battery life or privacy. External storage. Finally, iOS will be able to pull files from SD cards and USB flash drives to import into the Files app. iOS 13 will be available to iPhone devices starting with the iPhone 6s, meaning that iPhone 5s and iPhone 6 users, like me, will be left behind. So there we are. That's pretty much it. So that is iOS 13 for iPhone, which will be out in September 2019. Staying with Apple, and during their WWDC events, they revealed iPad OS for iPad with a new home screen, multitasking improvements and more, which is another step towards laptop-like tasks. So let's have a look then. So iPad OS now contains a new home screen with widgets that can expand alongside app icons. These widgets are the same as the ones you'd normally find in the notification center. Apple is also adding in more multitasking gestures to slide between multiple apps and drag and drop apps side by side. All of these apps are then available in an expose-like view. iPad OS is designed to run on Apple's iPad devices, and it will give the company more freedom to tweak the operating system for these larger screens, just as Apple has watchOS for the Apple Watch, tvOS for its Apple TV, and macOS for its range of Mac computers. iPad OS will be separate but familiar to iOS users. iPad OS will also include an improved Files app. It has a column view just like Finder on macOS, and there's an information pane so you can make small modifications on files. iCloud Drive also now supports folder sharing, and the Files app will even support SMB file shares natively. Perhaps most importantly, USB drives and SD cards will now be supported in the Files app, so you can just plug them into an iPad and get access to the files within this updated app. You'll even be able to import photos into apps like Lightroom without having to use a Siri shortcut. Apple is also improving its Safari browser for iPad OS with desktop class browsing and a real download manager. There will even be 30 new keyboard shortcuts, text size controls, per site settings, and photo upload options. iPad OS will also address some of the lack of computer-like controls on an iPad. So Apple is adding fonts to the App Store so you can use these custom fonts in apps. Apple is also improving its copy and paste feature on iPad OS, so you use 3 fingers to pinch to copy and a 3-finger spread to paste. Even the Apple Pencil is getting some love with this new iPad OS update. Apple is improving the latency from 20 ms to 9 ms, and the standard tool palette is also getting updated, so third-party apps can use new controls. If you drag the pencil from the corner of an iPad, it will now grab a screenshot for you to immediately start marking up. All these features really make this iPad OS stand out from what Apple is doing on the iPhone side, and the company has made it clear today that it will now happily customize the iPad experience further. That should mean that while iOS will still drive many iPad OS features, we'll see independent changes that make sense for the bigger displays and hardware that the iPad has. That's great news for iPad owners like me. Once again, staying with Apple at their WWDC event, and Apple has announced the latest version of its smartwatch software platform, watchOS 6. The new Apple Watch software doesn't drastically change things from prior versions, instead layering on iterative improvements and enhancements. The first big thing coming to watchOS is a suite of new watch faces, joining the existing options that have been iterated on since the first version of the Apple Watch. A number of the new faces are meant to highlight their graphic design, while some add more information than was available in prior designs. Apple is also bringing more apps to the wearable, including a calculator, audiobooks and voice memos. Apps will now be able to run locally on the app without the need to have a companion app installed on the paired iPhone. New APIs will let apps stream audio directly to the watch as well as read data for longer periods than before. All of that new app support is getting bolstered by an actual app store in watchOS 6, which will let you browse, pay for and download apps directly on the watch itself. Apple says you'll also be able to download software updates to the watch itself. Unsurprisingly, Apple is expanding the watch's health features with watchOS 6, with more activity information and ways to monitor your hearing health in noisy environments. A new feature can demonstrate how noisy the surrounding environment is. Apple is also adding menstrual cycle tracking, which will let women monitor their cycle and get notifications on their fertility windows. This feature will also be available on the iPhone without the need for an Apple Watch. watchOS 6 is being released to developers this week and will see a public launch this autumn. Once again, staying with Apple at their WWDC event that took place earlier today, and the next version of macOS will be called Catalina. Apple officially unveiled the new update on stage at its WWDC event today. The biggest new feature for macOS 10.15 is the addition of iPad app support. The project was previously codenamed Marzipan, but it's now called Catalyst. It's a new way for developers to port their iPad apps over to the Mac. Developers will be able to use Xcode to target their iPad apps at macOS Catalina. Twitter is planning to bring its iOS Twitter app to the Mac, and Atlassian is also bringing its Jira iPad app to macOS Catalina. It's not clear how many developers will support this app porting initially, but Apple is certainly encouraging developers to bring their iPad apps on to the Mac. Apple only showed 3 apps on stage today, though. Apple is also introducing a new Apple Music, Podcasts and Apple TV apps in macOS. Catalina replacing the aging iTunes app. These apps work mostly as you'd expect. Podcasts gain local indexing support, and Apple Music looks a lot like iTunes without all the extra features. The Apple TV app has no sidebar, and it supports 4K HDR playback with HDR10, Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. If you are hoping to use your iPad on a Mac, then Apple is introducing a new sidecar feature that lets you use your iPad as a secondary display. Popular third-party options like Luna or Duet Display have long supported this on macOS, but Apple is introducing this natively now. An iPad can now be used as an extended display for Mac, and you'll even be able to use the Apple Pencil and iPad as a drawing tablet on supported Mac apps. Apps like Final Cut Pro X, Adobe Illustrator and iWork will all fully support Sidecar, and it all runs wirelessly, so it's easy to use on the go if you want to combine a MacBook and an iPad as a secondary display. Catalina also introduces a new way to control a Mac entirely with your voice. It's designed as an accessibility feature, but you can use it to control macOS by just sitting back and speaking. Alongside these bigger features, Apple is also combining its Find My Friends and Find My iPhone apps into a single Find My app on iOS and macOS, and Activation Lock is also coming to Mac, so if your laptop gets stolen, it's useless. Even Photos is getting updated with a new browsing view, and Notes has a new gallery view. Reminders is also being improved with some design tweaks and updates. The new 10.15 app update comes a year after Apple unveiled macOS 10.14 Mojave, with a new dark mode, Apple News and a redesigned App Store. macOS Catalina certainly has a lot more refinement, especially on the app side. If developers use Apple's new Catalyst support to bring iPad apps to macOS Catalina, then this will be one of the most important macOS updates that has ever been released. Let's just very quickly touch upon the iTunes app, because Apple Music is officially replacing iTunes after 18 years as part of an app suite for the latest macOS, which was announced at WWDC 2019 in California today. The update is included as part of macOS Catalina coming in autumn 2019, which also includes Apple Podcasts and the Apple TV app. Apple's Craig Federighi, I think that is, said users can now use a Max Finder to sync their mobile devices instead of having to load iTunes or music. Apple hasn't announced future support for users of legacy iOS devices or Windows. iTunes has been available on Mac since 2001 and was integral to the launch of the original iPod and then later the iPhone. However, since 2011, it was no longer needed to activate a new iPhone, and some users have been calling for iTunes to be scrapped for years. So it's Monday night, and I'm just currently checking Twitter right now, and it's filled with Love Island tweets. Just please stop tweeting about Love Island. Good morning, welcome to Tuesday's part of the weekly vlog. It is currently, what is the time? At the time of recording this, it's 10 to 9 on this Tuesday morning. I'm just about to go and have a shower and get dressed. But before I do that, let's take a look at what's going on outside my window this morning, weather-wise. So let's open my curtains. Oh, it's looking lovely. The sun is shining. There is a bit of cloud, but the sun is shining, a bit of breeze. Roads are looking busy as well. That's the weather outside my window this morning. It's been revealed that the Netflix original series Dead to Me has been renewed for a second season. Currently watching The Simpsons on my iPad. So I'm just about to get myself ready for work because I'm working today 1 till 10 at my work. I was meant to be doing 10 till... What time was I meant to do? 10 till 6 today. I was meant to be doing 10 till 6, but because we haven't got anyone in tonight, they called me up yesterday and they said, would I be able to do 1 till 10 instead today, instead of doing 10 till 6, which I agreed to do anyway. And then tomorrow, I've got things going on tomorrow night, which will be in the vlog, by the way, what's happening tomorrow night. But basically, I've had to change my shift tomorrow because I was meant to be doing 4 till 9:30 tomorrow night. But obviously, because of what I'm doing tomorrow night, I can't do it. So I did have a chat with one of the managers yesterday while I was on the phone to them, and I've agreed to do a 9 AM till 3 PM shift tomorrow. So yeah, a couple of changes at work in terms of my shifts for this week, but it's not too bad, you know. At least I've kind of worked around what I'm doing and stuff like that. So anyway, so I'm just about to get into my work uniform right now. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome along to Wednesday afternoon on my weekly vlog, which is halfway through the week. And someone just walked past and I think they just looked up here, so whoops. Anyway, good afternoon, welcome to weekly vlog. Well, this is weekly, well, hold on, we're not starting the weekly vlog, we're continuing the weekly vlog from yesterday. Anyway, it is Wednesday afternoon midweek, and of course I've just got home from work. I did 9 AM till 3 PM today at work, so not too bad. I'm just about to get out my work uniform, but very quickly I just want to say that later tonight I'm going to the stable in Bournemouth. Now, you may remember a couple of weeks ago on the weekly vlog, I did a couple of scenes where I was at the stable in Bournemouth and we were doing the pizza school. Well, this time we are doing a cider tasting. Don't know how well this is going to work out, but there we go. Hopefully we don't have drunk Steve on this vlog. I'm hoping not. Anyway, so I am going to be heading off to the stable in Bournemouth to do some cider tasting. It's part of the Bournemouth bloggers, so there will be a blog up on my website, SteveOfficial.com, later this week. About the cider tasting event. I will get round to doing that probably tomorrow, so it should be up hopefully by the time you guys watch this weekly vlog. I'll let you know towards the end of the vlog anyway if it's up or not. And yeah, so anyway, so that is what's going to happen. So I'm just about to get out of my work uniform as I've just got home from work. night, and I'm just on my way back home now from the stable in Bournemouth. I had a really great night, so thank you very much to the stable in Bournemouth for allowing me to do some cider tasting. It was really lovely cider. My favourite one was probably the apricot one, which was cider number 6. It was really lovely, really lovely. Anyway, I'm currently listening to Harry Styles at the moment with Sign of the Times. Don't even ask me why. Don't even ask me why. Anyway, I'm just on my way home now. I'm currently walking through Castle Point car park at the moment. I know that where I am right now is really dark, and that's because I'm currently taking JJ out across the back field at the moment for a late night stroll. It's currently 10 o'clock at the time of recording this on Wednesday night. Very quickly actually, I just wanted to very quickly point out something. Just at the end of that event that I just went to with this with Bournemouth bloggers at Stable in Bournemouth, I gave them my email address because the reason being is because they've said that there might be a chance of me being able to do some blogs for them. It's kind of like a review in terms of like their new pizzas, like some of their new pizza ranges. So I go down there, give their pizzas a try, I blog about it, I'll put it up on my Instagram story, just like what I did with the event tonight. I did that, obviously I did an Instagram story spam of me at this blogging event, and obviously later on this week I'll do a blog about it. But yeah, so it's really nice anyway. And once again, I just want to say a massive thank you to the stable in Bournemouth for inviting me down, and of course to Bournemouth bloggers as well for inviting me down there as well to go and check out some of their ciders that they have on their menu. It was really lovely, really nice ciders. You can see me now, hi. And yeah, so anyway, go and check them out. They are in Bournemouth, the stable in Bournemouth. Please go and check them out. They've got some delicious ciders and some delicious pizzas on their menu. Good morning and welcome to Thursday. It's Thursday morning. I've just woke up, just got out of bed, and I'm just about to go and have a shower and get dressed. But before I do that though, let's take a look at what's going on outside my window this morning, shall we? So here's what the weather's doing outside this morning. It's looking a little bit cloudy outside. Oh, I feel so let down right now. So basically on Saturday this weekend, they've got a Take That Greatest Hits Live. So basically they're obviously doing one of their shows somewhere, and they're bringing it live to the cinemas as well, so you can watch it on the big screen in the cinemas. Anyway, so I just went to go book a ticket, but my Limitless doesn't work on this event. So, and it costs like 25 quid, so it's like, well, I don't really want to pay 25 quid to go and see this film. You know, it's really, well, it's like 2 hours long. Well, 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and I know it's Take That, but I'm just hoping and praying they bring this out on DVD or something. You know, might just give it a watch on DVD. It's Take That Greatest Hits Live, but oh, that's annoying. My Limitless don't work for it. Oh well. Couple of things I just want to say about last night's event that I went to, which you guys saw earlier in the vlog. So basically, it was really good. And also as well, I got mentioned by 2 of the cider brands on Instagram. Well, I didn't get mentioned. Well, one of them mentioned me. The other one reacted to my story. Just take a look at this. Okay, so this was the moment when I was voting for my favourite cider. Now this one, my favourite cider last night was the Dudder's Ton one. Really nice. Anyway, so Dudder's Ton cider on Instagram gave me a mention, and they even put my story up as well on their story, and they put "Cheers, Steve," and then in brackets, "Hope this doesn't void it." Anyway, but I do absolutely love this. You know what? I'm gonna add this to my story. Let's add this. My story. There we go. So that's now been added to my story. And then obviously there's another story that I did on Instagram last night which featured Crafty Nectar, which again is another brand of cider, and they reacted with a clapping hand emoji. So thank you very much to Crafty Nectar for reacting to my Instagram story last night. It's Thursday afternoon. I've just got back from seeing my support worker. We walked from Boscombe to Branksome. We tried some Jimmy's iced coffee, which was nice. Tried the mocha iced coffee and the cafe latte iced coffee and the oat iced coffee as well, but I didn't really think much of the oat iced coffee. You could definitely taste more oat than milk, to be honest. So yeah, we walked from Boscombe to Branksome, and then we walked from Branksome up to Wetherspoons Moon the Square in Bournemouth Town Centre. I had a ham and mushroom pizza for lunch with a nice cold Pepsi Max drink with it, and now I've just got back and I'm in my work uniform as I'm working today from 4 PM right through until 9:30. Good morning, oh, this is what Friday's looking like. Oh, it's a wet mess outside this morning. Oh, what a shame. Oh, hello bus. Oh. So it's Friday morning and I've just got myself dressed. Liam Gallagher from Oasis has got a brand new single out today called Shockwave, which is one of his songs which will be appearing on his second solo album, which is a follow-up to his 2017 album As You Were, which, by the way, I absolutely loved that album. Really did. I gave the song a listen last night before I went to bed and it does sound absolutely amazing. Let's just take a look at a 10-second preview of that song. Let's take a look. So last night I was playing Xbox with Mal, and believe it or not, I'm going to tell you this now, guys. For the first time ever, I've been invited to a birthday party. That's right. I don't often get invited to party. I don't understand why. Come on, I'm a YouTuber. I should be going to these events. Anyway, but yeah, I'm going to, because it's her birthday next week on Thursday, and I'm working Thursday, which is a bit annoying, Thursday night, but straight from work, I'm going to go out and I'm going to celebrate her birthday with her. I'm going to have a couple of drinks with her and stuff, so yeah, so I'm going, so I don't know whether or not I'm going to vlog it or not, like, you know. I don't know if I should just take some videos on something on my phone and then put it in the vlog. Oh, I don't know. I'll see what mood I'm in. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, maybe I will. Who knows? Just made myself a cup of tea. Yeah, I've got a very funny story to tell you. So I was just making I made myself a cup of tea, as you just saw, and I just made my sister a cup of coffee. Anyway, whilst I was taking my sister's coffee into her into the living room, I kind of sneezed. Don't worry, the cup was out like this. When I sneezed, the cup was out like this. This is how I was holding the cup, like that. Anyway, so obviously I sneezed, and there was like this big plop on the floor, and no, it was not snot from my nose. No, my nose didn't drop off neither. It was my sister's coffee. And my sister just went, "What the hell was that?" I said, "Oh, what, did you think it might have been some snot or something that just plopped on the floor?" Facebook are currently asking me what's on my mind, so I'm just about to look. I'm tapping it, but nothing is, so clearly I can't tell Facebook what's on my mind. Netflix have officially announced that Lucifer will be back for a 5th and final season to their streaming service later this year. An uncharted film starring Spider-Man's Tom Holland as Nathan Drake is set to be released in cinemas on December 18th, 2020. I don't know why, but I think BBC One have been hacked on their Twitter. Okay, so it starts off with, these are separate tweets, by the way. Do you guys like my new profile picture? This is Villanelle, I think that is, by the way. Yes, the Villanelle. Anyway, has anyone seen Eve? Amazing hair. I mean, in capitals, amazing hair. Last saw her in Paris, but it got a bit weird, ... Well, she stabbed me, Yes, ... It hurt. Before you say anything, no, she didn't mean it. She did it to show how much she cares about me. Have you seen her husband with a question mark and a sick face emoji? Like someone stuck a moustache on fudge? I know you're reading this, Eve. Eve Pilastri. Okay, we don't need to do this in public. Are you back in London now? Question mark. And then in capitals, I need to know. Remember, I know where you live. I even know what's in your fridge. How about some shepherd's pie with a question mark and a smiley face? Eve Pilastri. Come on, I'm bored now. Bored, 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 and then a lot of weird words. And then in capitals, I hate waiting. You know that. Bored, 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 and then a load of mixed up jumbled words. And then in capitals, bored. Does it excite you, Eve? Question mark. Your name on all those billboards? Question mark. And then in capitals, okay, fine. Ignore me. And then it just says, don't forget. And then in capitals, the only thing that makes you interested is me. And then, remember Bill? Question mark. Bye bye with a winking face. BTW, which is, by the way, I called you. And then there's another one in capitals. Thanks for picking up with a sort of a rolling eyes emoji. And then in capitals, Eve with a question mark. Capitals again. Eve Pilastri? Question mark. Eve Pilastri, will you answer me? I thought you were special. I'm going to make you sorry, baby. And then a hand emoji which is waving. Anyway, and then BBC One comes back and it goes, this is BBC One. Not quite sure what happened. We seem to have lost control there. Give us a sec. And then they then tweet, oops, we're back. Sorry about that. By the way, can I just add that no, this wasn't me, okay? I did not hack the BBC. I didn't take control of BBC One's Twitter account, so I can definitely safely assume that this was not me, okay? BBC, I didn't touch your Twitter feed. This weren't me. But who was it? Google Stadia's details have been revealed at a press event, and they have revealed some of the games that will be available for purchase on Stadia when it is eventually released in November this year. So let's take a look at the games that will be coming out. So there's Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. There we go. There's also something called Gift, Doom Eternal, Darksiders Genesis, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Destiny 2, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, Samurai Showdown, The Crew 2, Football Manager 2020, Trials Rising, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Rage 2, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Thumper, The Tomb Raider Trilogy, Borderlands 3, The Elder Scrolls Online, NBA 2K, Mortal Kombat 11, Just Dance 2020, which of course will get more details of Just Dance 2020 at E3 during Ubisoft's conference next week. Farming Simulator 19, The Division 2, Get Packed, Metro Exodus, Grid, Final Fantasy XV, and Baldur's Gate 3. So those are the games that will be released on Google Stadia when it is eventually out for the public in November 2019. Staying with Google Stadia, and of course Stadia will come with a subscription. It will be a subscription service. Of course, it does say here, get 3 free months of Stadia Pro and dive into Destiny 2 the collection. Stadia Founders Edition comes with a free 3-month Stadia Pro subscription, unlocking access to an ever-expanding library of free games starting with Destiny 2 the collection. including the Shadowkeep and Forsaken expansions with annual passes, Curse of Osiris, and Warmind. So here's how it works. So the Stadia Pro is part of the Founders Edition. Now this is obviously in American money at the moment, so obviously the American prices have been released. So it's $9.99 per month, and that's 3 months included in the Founders Edition. So the resolution, you get up to 4K. The frame rate is 60 frames per second. The sound is 5.1 surround sound. You can buy games whenever you want as well. Additional free games released regularly. Yes, of course, starting with Destiny 2 the collection. Stadia Pro exclusive discounts on select game purchases you also get as well with that subscription service. And then there is the second subscription service called Stadia Base. Now, Stadia Base is coming next year. Now, it will be free. So that subscription will be free for users. The resolution is up to 1080p. The frame rate, again, is 60 frames per second. The sound is only stereo. You can buy games whenever you want. You do not, unfortunately, get the additional free games released regularly. And the Stadia Pro exclusive discounts obviously will not work with this because it is just a Stadia base subscription service. So if you choose to cancel Stadia Pro, you can play the games you've already purchased on Stadia Base without a subscription as well. So that's a little bit more information on Google Stadia. Staying with Google Stadia again, and as all that we know so far is that Google Stadia is going to be getting released in November 2019. So Google are yet to reveal an official release date for Google Stadia. But according to a few various websites, a few various sources, they do say, well, it's a Canadian news site actually called La Presse, has published a list of a list of Stadia details ahead of yesterday's announcement, most of which were confirmed during the stream, but it was pointing out to be a November 14th release date. So Google might, within the next sort of few weeks or few months, might announce a November 14th release date, or it could be a little bit earlier, it could be a little bit later, but either way, we do know that Google Stadia will be launching later this year for smartphones, for laptops, for PCs in November 2019. Google, like I say, are yet to reveal a proper release date, an official release date for Google Stadia, but all we know so far is it's getting released November this year. So it's Friday afternoon. I have come outside because it's not raining, it's just cloudy at the moment, and I'm just taking JJ for a little walk around the backfield. And there is JJ. Hello, boy. There's a little trick that I want to show you guys which does involve JJ, and now is the good time to do it because we're out for a walk, and this is the only time when he does this little trick. I'm going to show you it. JJ, where's the kitty cat? Jay, where's the kitty cat? Where is he? Over there, over there, JJ, over there. Over there, JJ, kitty cat, over there, over there, over there, boy. Yeah, over there, JJ. Over there, JJ, kitty cat, over there, JJ, over there, Jay, over there. And while I was just filming that part of the vlog, I just got literally, I just got puddled by a puddle. Is that even a thing? Puddled? I just got puddled by a puddle. I just stamped into a puddle, or stepped into a puddle on this field because it's very wet. Oh, great. And now I've got wet feet. Today is Friday the 7th of June 2019, and today is the day when Theresa May steps down as Tory leader. Now, obviously 2 weeks ago she announced the decision to resign as Tory leader and ultimately resign as Prime Minister as well. But of course, while we're trying to find a replacement Prime Minister, she will continue to stay in office until a successor has been found. Anyway, so Mrs May Theresa May, announced her resignation. When she did, she said it was time for a new Prime Minister to try to deliver Brexit. So anyway, this is how it's going to work. So there will be a call for candidates issued at 5 o'clock, with nominations opening on Monday from 10 AM and closing at 5 PM that day. So on Monday there will be nominations opening on Monday from 10 AM until 5 PM on Monday. So yeah, that is exactly what will happen. Anyway, so basically what will happen then is leadership candidates need 8 MPs to back them. This is in the obviously the opening. Yeah, this is in the opening nominations anyway. So they need they need 8 MPs to back them. MPs will then vote for their preferred candidates in a series of secret ballots held on the 13th of June, which is next week, and then obviously the following week on the 18th, 19th and the 20th of June. So the final 2 will be put to a vote of members of the wider Conservative Party from the 22nd of June, with the winner expected to be announced about 4 weeks later. So the UK should, by the 22nd of July, or the week commencing the 22nd of July, the UK will finally find out who will be the new Tory leadership, and also who will be taking the keys to number 10 Downing Street and ultimately becoming our Prime Minister, who will hopefully be able to deliver Brexit on the 31st of October this year. Today is National Fish and Chip Day. What a better day to be proud to be British. The fact that we've got a day called National Fish and Chip Day. Isn't that really, honestly, doesn't that make you proud to be British right now? The BBFC has confirmed the running time for Toy Story 4, revealing that it will be 100 minutes long, which means that the movie will be around about 1 hour and 40 minutes long, making it the second longest movie in the franchise. On top of that, it was announced that the film will contain very mild violence and some scary scenes. Honestly, what is Toy Story 4? A family-friendly film or some sort of horror film that honestly, this isn't Child's Play. You know, this isn't Chucky. This is Woody and Buzz. Come on. Scary scenes. Oh, really? What do they do? Do they kill their owner? Seriously, I want to know. Anyway, Toy Story 4 is released in cinemas on June 21st. That's later this month. Really? This is for lunch today. I've got a spinach and ricotta pizza, which I'm sharing with my sister. So obviously I'm having half of this, and she's obviously having the other half. Jay? Is this what you want? You want this? Yeah? You're not begging, are you? No, don't beg. Whoa! You want it? Is this really what you want? You want this bone? Yeah? Okay then, you know what to do. Sit. You tripped up. Sit. Paw. Good boy. Other paw. Other paw. Other paw. Good boy. Give me some spine. Good boy. Good boy. Alright, here you go. Nicely. Take it nicely. No. I said nicely. Said nicely. No, that's not nicely, is it? Nicely. Nicely. I said not nasty. No, yeah, good boy. Take it right nicely. Good boy. Good boy. Look at him eat that. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Good boy, JJ. Okay, I've got a very weird story to tell you. So yesterday I was at work last night, and basically there's a friend of mine who I know from Instagram called Marco, or as he's known on Instagram as Italian Stallion. Anyway, he came into my store yesterday, but he didn't say hello or anything. Literally, this is what he done. So I was there working a cage. I was working ready meals at the time, and he was on the shop floor. He was literally standing right in front of me, and he took a photo of me as I was getting something off the cage. And by the way, can I just add, didn't spot him, didn't see him at all. So literally, so he took a photo of me taking something off the cage anyway, and he added me on Snapchat. So I thought I'd give him an ad back anyway, and I instantly received this Snapchat message from him, and it basically says, "I found you, Steve," with a photo of me taking some stock off a cage. And he didn't say hello. He didn't say hello. He just took a photo of me, walked off, and then added me on Snapchat and sent me that photo. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And that is the end of this week's weekly vlog. Thank you all for joining me and for watching this weekly vlog. If you've liked what you've seen, then please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, which is at the bottom of this video. If you're not yet subscribed to me, then please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Basically, I've got 2 more of these weekly vlogs left to go before I take a week break. I am going to be taking a week away from YouTube in a couple of weeks' time, just to recharge my batteries, just to, you know, kind of get some more fresh content in the weekly vlogs. But I do absolutely enjoy making these weekly vlogs for you guys. They're really great to make, and I like getting so many people's reactions from it as well. It's really amazing. Anyway, next week's weekly vlog is going to be mostly about E3 2019, which is the biggest gaming event in the gaming calendar, okay? So most of next week's weekly vlog will be about E3. I don't know, there might be a little bit of a birthday bash footage that might get added in as I go out next Thursday. And what else is happening next week? I think that might be it, really. So other than that, it'll be just my day-to-day stuff, really. Anyway, so that is all from me. Thanks for watching. I will see you next week, but from me it's goodbye. Thanks for watching, and just roll this last clip of JJ from earlier this week. Bye guys. JJ, go on then, cross over. He's actually crossed over. Oi, JJ, what are you doing? JJ?